What's the status of your light? Hi, everyone. Welcome to Season 2, Episode 5 of the Prolific Shift Sunday Sit Down. I'm Janae Peters. I'm the founder, CEO, head writer, editor, editorial assistant, ball girl, all the things for Prolific Shifts. And I'm super excited about this weekend. And I'm particularly excited because the last time I offered a Sunday sit down question was 2 weeks ago, I think. And the question I had was really about like what keeps us stuck, like what keeps us stuck in our cycles of problem solving, creativity, whatever that is. And that was by asking about where in your world you might experience the Einstein effect. Remember to check that one out if you didn't. But this week, we are going on the other side of that, or flipping the coin, however you think about it. And we're talking a bit about light. Also wild that we're talking about light on a day that I can't figure out my own lighting, but maybe my whole face has some yin yang going on, who knows. But we're talking about light today. And instead of asking you like, where's your light, or I'm assuming, I'll start here. I'm making an assumption that we all have some light in us. We all have some dark in us too, but we're going to focus on the light. So, what is the status of your light is the question that we're working on this week. And this might be a good week. I think most folks have some version of rest, or maybe not rest, but have a day off from regular duties or school or whatever it is tomorrow in the US for President's Day, or an observance of President's Day. And so it could be a really interesting time for sitting with yourself and really trying to figure out where your light is, what's happening for you. This question is particularly interesting to me because I think that there are times in our lives, I'll say high school is a big one among them, maybe also middle school for some folks, college definitely, if that's the route you go, or if not college, like just that early time where people are often maybe more freely sharing what they believe our gifts are, or, or, which is also more than possible, really making sure that we don't understand what our gifts are or where our light shines, or dimming it, maybe purposefully. So this question for this week, what is the status of your light? I hope, and what I have experienced as a super chaotic past few years, even if they have, actually, I'll say they have felt mostly okay for me, and chaotic, weird energies, all those things going. And when I ask myself this question about the status of my light, I would say, if I were answering for myself in this moment right now, it's not dim, but it's depending on where I'm standing and what I'm doing, it's flickering, right? Like, so I might enter some aspects of my world and it's like, there we go. But then it flickers when I move a little bit to another part of my world. So I would say my light is not feeling super consistent right now. And I think part of that is I'm missing a lot of connection. I'm missing a lot of, I don't know. I think when the world gets turned upside down the way I have felt it has been, that purpose seeking or being purposeful and mission aligned is just, it's a flicker right now. So just trying to figure all those things out. And I think that this is important to have as an understanding for ourselves, because I think that how we access or don't access our light really has an impact on our relationships, on our careers, on how we perceive others, how we are perceived. Like, all of that is not, like, those things aren't separate. Like, those things happen, I think, in tandem. And so any engagement with thinking about where that lives for you can also help you figure out where you are in relationships, in career, in different parts of your world. And I'm also thinking about this because in Cleveland this weekend, we've been hosting All-Star Weekend. And what I have experienced on the whole is a different energy in the city. And I know that this is sort of specific in some ways, but people literally seem lighter. And I mean, both in carrying their lights and engaging things like the Black Business Expo down at Tower City, and just really getting to shine and show off, and everybody just seems happier and lighter. And I mean, like, light and lighter. like weights are lifted. People seem, at least this weekend, to have been accessing something differently, having fun. I don't know, feeling a type of freedom that we might not have experienced for a while. So I'm thinking a lot about that too. So, the action item for this week, after you reflect upon or contemplate that question, what is the status of your light, is for you to identify the places, spaces, and people where and with whom you most experience your light or a sense of lightness, if that's the way you want to take it. And when you identify those things, make a plan for what it might look like for you to intentionally cultivate your light and or lightness this week. So what can that look like? If you can identify places, environments, people where you feel your light or feel light, what can you do this week to intentionally cultivate those spaces and, create the conditions for your light to be brighter or for you to feel a little less heavy? So that's it for this week. I tried to keep it short-ish. And I'm really looking forward to next week. Next week we are gonna, or the next time I come on here, we are going to go in a different direction again, but here we are here. And I did promise to add on how I experienced the action item from the Einstellung effect one. I really tried to stay out of my head and stay out of convincing myself that I already know how things are going to go before they go. And it was actually helpful. And what I actually noticed with that action item from last week is that I was a bit less disappointed than I can tend to be, even when trying to be flexible or less rigid. So going out of my normal mode of problem solving, which for me literally means imagining every possible outcome. I tried to not do that. I tried to intervene and stop myself from doing so. And actually, that might have created the conditions for the light or a sense of lightness that I have felt coming into this week and weekend. All right, y'all. Looking forward to the next Sunday sit down. As always, please let me know if you would appreciate any thought partnership. And if not me, definitely find someone you love and trust or some ones you love and trust to discuss this question and the action item with and hold each other accountable. All right. Peace, and I'll see y'all soon.